Alright.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, you know
Nope.
the short who was in the year below us?
Maybe the one. Wait, okay, that's my friend. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. I'm on the phone now. Why? Okay, I'll see you in an hour. Love you.
That was brilliant to listen to.
Oh, I didn't realise that got picked up.
Yeah. Oh my god, that might all be in the Audacity file. Let's edit that in.
No.
Let's just okay. We're rolling. Hello, welcome to I don't have my little script up. Hello, welcome to Billionaires, the only podcast where two attractive people meet every Thursday to rank everything that both does and doesn't exist and sing out like most list from best to worst from Beast to Billionaires. I'm Joshua Joe.
I'm Emily.
And I'm eating a muffin.
I was drinking water.
I had a muffin and I poured some cream on it and I kind of mashed it up. And that's actually quite nice if you do that. Like if you just get like a multi-pack of like muffins from like Aldi or whatever and just pour some...
So it's not quite a smoothie.
Some double cream over it. No, nowhere near that much. Nowhere near that much cream. But yeah, I've just kind of like... I don't know.
So it's some kind of paste, perhaps.
I brought this up so I could preemptively apologise for munching. Which I'm currently doing. This is going to sound great in everyone's ear holes.
I'll try and slurp some water to add to that.
Yeah. Drown me out.
I have no idea if that'll pick up. We just ASMR shake my bottle.
Good stuff. How have you been doing, Emily?
Oh, as we've discussed earlier, I've had too much coffee today and I'm incredibly stressed. So let's see how this goes. How are you, Josh?
Man, I'm a little all over that.
Yeah, that speaks for itself.
I'm a little all over the place, which I barely got it through that sentence that time. I've been talking to loads of people today, which is quite good. We're talking to loads of people we used to go to school with, which is about kind of their art and their projects that they're getting up to.
Oh, nice.
I was actually cut off by you yelling loudly at your the person you live near or with. I don't know what the terminology is. I don't know if you're in halls or...
We share a kitchen and we live opposite each other. That describes it best.
So, yeah. The person we both know has, like, written a kid's book and, like, illustrated it.
Oh, cool.
So good for them. I realise that actually, what I've actually forgotten what I was about to say there. This is awful. And also,
so good.
I don't know what's officially happening with that yet or not, so I'm not like trying to say too much. I was just gonna leave it vague and I'm trying to finish a conversation we started before we probably started recording, and this is just, man, hello everyone. How are we doing? This is a podcast where we rank things. The current list is 56 items long, and to summarize it, it's Bees, Crabs, Us, the greatest movies ever made, our Monster Prom waifus, the Great Sea of Art, which is just 30 kind of alright milvies.
Milfs. No, you're right, milfs. Nice.
Followed by a singular B, bad movies, cream eggs, corpse parts, beans on toast, and humans. So there we go. So I'm just gonna, I don't know what to talk about, so I'm just gonna open with a suggestion that I got. Which is, obviously, last week, Sam told us to review Beans on Toast. So this week, this isn't gonna be returning, like a recurring toast segment. I don't think we need one of those. I mean, I guess we could, but he did give us jam on toast this week. How do you feel about jam on toast?
So much better. He's redeemed himself now. Jam on toast, very good.
Very good. Wow. What are you thinking?
At home, I have this cherry jam, and I have to say it's quite nice.
That
And
sounds
strawberry
good.
jam, of course. That's about the only jams I've had. But overall, I think jam on toast is a solid concept, and it tastes incredible.
I guess I'm alright with a jam sandwich every now and again. I'm not big on it, to be honest.
It's not something you have every day. It's more like, oh, I'm going to treat myself kind of thing.
I would rank it. I'd rank it kind of low, not because it's bad, but just because, like,
It's somewhat mundane.
yeah, this is a list of over 50 items, and everything from like 40 upwards I love very dearly. I mean, even up to like 45. Like Lego Star Wars
I
Holiday
see
Special,
that.
I mean, it's not bad.
I think we need to be ranking more things we don't like.
Yeah, it's quite a binary list, isn't it? It's very much good
But good,
things.
good. Yeah.
Well, I guess we kind of get Night of the Museum, Lego Star Wars Holiday Special, Creamer. There is like a grey area, but it is quite small. I don't think jam on toast is as good as Anakin's Jedi Interceptor. My shit, where is it? Oh, it's gorgeous.
Okay, I can agree with that.
In the episode with Sam, I was just flying it around my head from like the moment we mentioned it. I was just vibing, and I now am, as I talk about it, just like picking it up and flying it around my head like a child, and I love it.
Going off that, the one thing I want to say is I think jam on toast is better than a cream egg. So we've got a nice little
Okay,
area to put in.
cool. So that's range of 37 to 46. Okay, let's just go straight down the middle. Flight of the Bumblebee, our theme. Better or worse?
Better.
Ooh, I was going to lean towards worse.
Oh, okay.
If you're going to go better, how much better would you go?
Not much. So I'm trusting your...
Do we think it's worse?
Depending on how you're feeling.
I think that at the very least, it's worse than a singular bee.
Yeah.
Cool. And, okay, so that leaves us... Basically, is it better or worse than my wooden sword of cricket slaying? Which, whew, it's a pretty
That's
sexy
a
sword.
tough... Yeah, I have to say the sword is definitely above it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't know how our professional relationship would be affected if you said otherwise.
You can make jam with your sword, so...
Yeah, that's how I cut my crosses off.
Ah, I see. It's a multi-purpose tool.
Just like me. Dunzo.
Perfect.
Man, I've been reading. I have read more in the last week than I have literally in the last several years. You know,
I see. What have you been reading?
You know how we spoke about Homestuck last week?
Yeah. I've noticed you posting things about Homestuck in the server.
I decided to go ahead and read the... It has an epilogue, which is actually two epilogues set in two different timelines. And it is... So they're longer than the average fiction book combined, which is a spicy use of the word epilogue. But I love them to bits. I think they're quite controversial. I don't think many people like them, but I absolutely adore them. Obviously, they're building up to this very big choice. There's a point in Homestuck where someone comes back from the future to do something, and it's very, very vital in like the final act of Homestuck. And so basically, someone's faced with a choice of like, oh, I need to go back in time and like do the thing that our current entire existence is based off, and someone sort of implies that it's gonna suck.
Okay.
And they're building up and up until this choice of whether he's gonna go back in time or not. He actually doesn't make that choice. He the big choice which splits the timeline is what he's gonna have for lunch, meat or candy. And then the meat timeline is where he eats some visceral, like bloody, like meat, and of course, and that reminds him of how much blood is on this one twat, Lord English's hands, and that sends him back, and Candy makes him think about like how much he wants to like snog Roxy Lalonde. So there you go. But yeah, and it develops. So the time where he doesn't go back, obviously their entire existence is based off the fact that someone went back in time to do a thing, and then no one does, and so their existence becomes non-canon.
So it's a bit of a paradox, or it just doesn't make sense?
It's not. Yeah, I guess it's a paradox. But yeah, they explicitly aren't canon, and so you've got this, and the media, it sort of is canon, as far as the epilogues and the eventual sequel of Homestuck is concerned. But no, they are, in a vague purpose, non-canon. You've got characters trying to like grapple with that, and we're like, what that means, which I thought was very cool. And also they mention Obama a lot in the Meet timeline, like the B plot. One guy is another thing that happens is upon realizing that his timeline isn't canon, one character called Dirk. This happens fairly early on, so I hope it's not a No one's reading Homestuck these days. I'm just going to spoil all of it. So this one character called Dirk kills himself, and he's the Prince of Heart, is what's called his mythological role. They've all got like whack superpowers and are gods at this point, and they've all got titles like Heir of Breath, Knight of Time. This guy is the Prince of Heart, and Heart is very much concerned with the self. And having many selves is kind of his thing, and he basically sets about congealing into one into the prime timeline, which is the Meet timeline. And so it's implied that he explicitly kills himself in Candy, and it's a very big deal, but it's kind of implied that he kills himself in all timelines, or at least it might be. As he ascends to becoming the ultimate Dirk, and he like becomes the narrator and kind of takes over the story, and it's all very high concept, and I bloody love it. And then Obama shows up at the end to turn someone into a robot.
That seems very much like him.
It is very much like him. Oh man, I want to see if I can find.
Because I know Obama personally, so I can vouch for that happening.
I send. There's one guy that I talk to Homestuck about a lot, and so I'm trying to scroll back through our conversation to see if I can find a particular screenshot, but I probably can't. It's heavily. Okay, let's just. I'll try and cut out all of this dead air. Oh, I didn't send him any screenshots from it. Okay, that's fine.
Oh, I was just going to say, my stomach's been rumbling a lot, so if you can hear that, I'm very sorry.
Oh, I want to hear that.
Oh,
I want to
okay.
hear. I want to hear your spicy bean burger kicking.
No, this is my strictly coffee bean and nothing else kicking.
Ooh.
But
Love me that
so next time that
bean
happens,
juice.
I'll lower my mic to my stomach, and you can talk to my stomach.
Yeah.
That sounds like I'm pregnant. I'm not pregnant.
Cool.
Yeah, just to establish that.
But yeah, so like Obama died technically existed in both version of the human universe. So that's fine. But like from the guy who meets they spend a lot of time dealing with a political campaign in the Meet timeline. Dave persuades, like, there's some kind of like racist stuff going on. Trolls aren't involved in politics, so he convinces his sort of boyfriend Carcat to go for president. Dave, Homestuck starts in 2009 with the end of the world, meaning that it was 1 year into Obama's administration, and Dave's very, very, like, emotionally invested in that, and he feels very sad that Obama never got his chance to shine, and all these wonderful things could have happened, but they never did. And he basically wants to kind of like the legacy of, you know, this of like a minority president and everything. He's putting all these hopes into Carcat to become Troll Obama. And also at the end, Obama does actually show up, but I think it's technically the alpha version of Obama, so he's from a different universe to the one that Homestuck kind of originally starts in, and is the one that is the usual world that obviously most stories start in. And it's implied that he escaped the end of the world by the same means that everyone else did, which is by playing the game and becoming a god.
Oh, and then those titles of the Dark Knight.
We know that he's a hope god, but we don't know what his actual title is. Which is funny. I was joking to Luke that he's the president of hope, and I turned the page and he was. It was clear that he had a god tier outfit that had the emblem of hope on it, and I was like, oh, look at that. But anyway, yeah, he turns someone into a robot, and then they also become their ultimate self, the congealing of your true self that exists between all versions of you in all universes, timelines, and times, the same way that Dirk did. But instead of like having to kill himself an infinite number of times, he just met Obama and had a cool bro moment. It's also pretty much stated that Obama and the Dirk guy, who's basically become the villain by killing and becoming the narrator, him and Obama like got sexy.
I was just gonna say, did they hook up? But
yeah.
Guess I'm not far off the truth then.
He taught Obama a lot about philosophy, combat, life, and love.
And love. Live, laugh, love.
I feel bad about ranking Homestuck so low last week because, man, this fucking narrative affects me a lot. It's art. It's important. Maybe not to anyone but me, but it really is. I've already finished the Homestuck epilogue, and I'm about 300 pages into Homestuck 2. So, and I didn't start until I don't know when I started, but it was after we recorded last week's episode. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, you have the power now to decide if it's important to other people as well.
Well, yeah. Well, Homestuck's already on the list. So, thing is, I could put the epilogue. The thing is, my standing of Homestuck through reliving it recently is much higher, so I'd push for the epilogue to be much higher than Homestuck is. Obviously, we can't move Homestuck because that would imply that the list is fallible, which, as established, isn't true.
Oh yeah, it's impossible for us to make mistakes.
But then people, anyone who like actually cares will probably be annoyed that I would put the Homestuck epilogues above Homestuck. But who cares? I think that the epilogues are number 2, worse than bees, and that's it.
Okay.
Screw you. I'm not hearing any kickback.
I feel like you're so passionate. There's no stopping that decision. And I will respect your opinion of it, even though, yeah.
I'm not sure quite how far I'm going with this this gag.
No, I feel like if I accept it enough, you'll. Oh, you are.
There is a saying in Homestuck that the more you believe in something, the less fake it becomes.
I was hoping you'd be like, oh yeah, maybe that's a silly idea. Maybe I won't put it that high, but you've done it.
Believe, Emily.
Oh no, it's not better. Can you at least put it underneath bee crabs?
I will. It
and
is.
Crabs.
Except. And crabs. Okay. It's better than us, though.
Yeah, I'll take that.
There we go. Blammo. Say something funny whilst I type and can't think.
Oh, not funny. I don't know what to say.
We need to write out, like, some really awful jokes to say.
Oh, we can do knock-knock jokes.
What's the deal with lists?
With airplane food. Oh. I never understood that joke. Like, is there actually a funny joke about airplane food? Or is that just something you have to laugh at?
I think it's a quote from Seinfeld.
Oh. I see.
There we go. Sorry to, rant about Homestuck again. It's over now. The dreams, the nightmares. They're finally finished.
Speaking of dreams, however,
next week,
I had a dream about this podcast.
Okay. Damn.
I don't
I
remember much. But we had actually I had taken over the podcast and I'd kicked you out.
Oh. Damn.
And you were on the other side of a recording studio where you can hear us but we can't hear you.
Oh, so I was in the producing booth.
Yeah, exactly like that. I just couldn't think of a name.
Did you kick me out or did you promote me?
No, I'm pretty sure because I don't remember who else was there, but there was a good 3 other of us, and we did a mutiny. And we said, that Josh, he off with his head.
So, if I'm understanding this prophecy correctly, we're getting 2 new co-hosts, and I'm being voted off. Well, it's almost like a Big Brother kind of situation. That'd be cool. Start a podcast with 20 hosts and then slowly vote them off. Oh, that'd be brilliant, actually.
That's an idea for another.
That'd be good, yeah. It wouldn't be very long-lived unless you put a crap ton of people in it.
Well, you could have, seasons.
Yeah, I mean, what is there? 52 weeks in a year? So...
Yeah.
53 people. Or, no, 52 people. Wait, am I stupid?
There's 52 weeks.
Do whatever it is, that there will be an episode where it's one guy by himself. And that would be good. I'd like to see that.
Well, if he's managed, or her, if him or her has managed to get through all the other podcast people, then I think he deserves a podcast by himself. And I'm sure he's got lots of interesting things to say.
They must be able to carry a podcast all by themselves at that point.
Exactly.
Got a whole year to practice as well.
Huh?
Huh?
My audio cut out, so I didn't hear what you said, unfortunately.
Oh. How rude of you. Anyway,
I apologise.
What film did we watch this week, Emily?
It was. I remember the film. I just don't know how to pronounce it, so you're going to have to say it.
You don't know how to pronounce it.
Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that because I don't know what film it is.
Terminator 2.
Yeah, I remember that. I was there to watch Terminator 2.
Or as Emily knows it, Terminator.
I want to clarify that. That was just a really clever way of me trying to get you to say the name of the film that I forgot.
Yeah. Man, I don't remember what happened, at all. I watched the previous Terminator previously, and didn't enjoy it that much, to be perfectly honest. It was just a couple hours of slow chasing with a sex scene in the middle. I might make...
How quick was the sex scene?
Yeah, there was a lot of build-up. It wasn't a lot of sexy stuff. I don't remember. I genuinely don't even remember. I remember either of these films. So there was a complete weirdo we go to college with. We went to college with. Sorry.
Yeah.
He bought me a whole bunch of Blu-rays a few months ago. Well, not a whole bunch. He bought me 4 Blu-rays. Well, he said that there's films he'd been telling me to watch for years. We used to talk about movies all the time, and so he spent £60. He sent me 4 films: The Terminator, Terminator 2, Leon, Silence of the Lambs.
Good choice.
So they arrive, the package is addressed to Jesus Christ, which is a fun little in-joke, and I open them, and they're all Blu-rays.
Oh no.
I am not spending 100+ quid on a Blu-ray player to watch 4 films, because I'm never buying another Blu-ray, to be perfectly honest.
What about an Ultra 4K HD disc?
So they've just been sat on my shelf, like in their plastic wrapping. He seems to think that you need to watch them both. He knew I had already seen the Terminator, but he seemed to think you need to watch both at the same time in like a marathon, which I think is wrong because I remember being bored during the original Terminator. I hope I don't. No one's crying listening to me trash their favorite film. But yeah, Terminator 2, it was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. The film was really carried by the relationship between the three characters. They felt like a little bit of a very dysfunctional family. Obviously, Terminator 1 is about Sarah Connor, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and some other jackass come back in time. Said jackass is trying to save Sarah Connor. He does so, but, and the reason she's being attacked is because her child becomes like the leader of the human revolution against the machine overlords in the far distant future of 2029, around about, or maybe a few years before then. That's the bit of the future we see in Terminator 2, so I don't know if that's like a later bit of future or what. But yeah, the guy comes back, he saves Sarah Connor, he does the do with her, and hence creates said savior of mankind, which is sort of funny, because that means John Connor grew up alongside his best friend. He had like one picture of his father in his wallet and slowly watched as his best friend got suspiciously close to well, not necessarily best friend, but like this guy got suspiciously close to the guy in the photo, and he was like, "Oh, dude, go have sex with my mum." It's a whole thing. But now we've got John Connor. It's like a 10-year-old, and Arnold Schwarzenegger comes back in time. So does another guy comes back in time. Arnold Schwarzenegger and the other guy. They're both running. They're trying to get to this kid, and they're both turning the corner. And then the other guy goes to shoot the boy, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger, he shoots the other guy, and wow, he's the good guy this time. What a plot twist. Sorry for spoiling that for you. It is in the trailers though, so.
Oh, that frustrates me so much when trailers.
I
like,
don't know
ruin
if
the
it
main
was
point of the
intended to be. I don't know. I guess it probably was because they never make any kind of statement. And the other guy's like a pretty boy, and he's playing like a cop character. I don't know. It was an alright movie. I enjoyed it, but I probably won't think about it again. It was a very emotional final scene. Big thumbs up.
Okay.
That was
I would like to see that film after the way you've described it.
Would you now?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to watch it immediately, but if I had a day where I was like, I've not got anything planned, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, it was good. Oh, you got this nice. Yeah, it's lots of. So the Terminator that's come back, the Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, has he's been commanded to follow John Connor's rules, and it's like this egotistical like bad boy 10-year-old with like a murder machine guy, and yeah, he wraps up a couple people with him, and then a guy like. He slaps Arnold's beautiful pecs, and then he goes to like kill them, and then he's like, "Oh, you can't kill," and then you have like the rest of the film is Arnie's character like kneecapping people, and it just technically they all do live, but causing a lot of ouchies.
Always ouchies.
But
yeah.
and you get like some really nice kind of commentary by. Like his mum kind of realizes that the machine that she kind of has like mad PTSD over and like wants to kill from the first film, but she kind of realizes that he's like the perfect father figure for John Connor, where all like the other men she's been with have always failed, and it's very wholesome. It's very sweet. The dialogue's witty. They kind of really the character relations are nice in this film. I do like it.
That's good. I mean, a lot of films they have really shallow, empty characters which don't
Mm.
really relate to another. They're just kind of forced to be together. So I don't know. No, not inspiring. God, what am I saying? But that sounds a lot more interesting.
Yeah, I would just say that I'm already looking at where I think it should go, but
Okay.
I mean I think it should be up to you because I've been
I
gone for too long,
think
and
if you tell me
if
where you
I'm
think it should go, I'll compare it to the stuff around it,
cool, so I'm
and we can work
looking
with that.
right near. I think we kind of got the good film area. We've kind of got 25. We've got Empire Strikes Back, which and then going down you've got the other Star Wars films, Pokemon Platinum, The Truman Show, Kung Fu Panda. I'm looking at there maybe a little bit lower, but that's the region that I'm looking at. It's a good film. I think I did cry at like all of the Kung Fu Panda films.
I was just gonna say, I
so
think we should
maybe
put it below the Truman Show,
a
but
good
above
chunk
the
lower.
Clintons.
Wow. Um,
But then again, I haven't seen it, so maybe lower than the Kung Fu Panda films. Let me scroll down a
yeah,
bit
to be
more.
fair, I did just say that range, but actually I do think it should be a little bit lower.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got
What about
yeah,
35?
35. That would make it.
Or
Ooh,
36?
36 would make it below Star Wars: A New Hope and above the cover art for this podcast. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I like that.
Cool. Does make it better than Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga, the video game, which I think is a very good middle point.
Perfect.
That's an accolade, I think. I've completely forgotten. Oh, there we go. Terminator 2. I found it again in my big brain. I lose things in there sometimes. Among all my knowledge. Cool, that makes it number 36 out of 59. Congrats, Terminator 2. You did it. We're proud of you. Yeah, that's all there is to say on the man.
I'm just filling in, because you forgot to write the category and episode for Jam on Toast. This is episode 9, is it not?
Yes, I haven't been putting because I have such limited brain. I think I must be tired or something. I don't think I went to bed until like 2 or 3 a.m. because I was reading Homestuck. So, I can't. It's hard enough just trying to remain vaguely present whilst typing the name in, which is, yeah. I feel like the quality of the podcast. I mean, it isn't necessarily high, but it always drops down a peg when. Or at least on my end when we're typing. You're as wonderful as ever.
Oh, so sweet. Oh, I feel like I'm a mess today, so.
Cool. Well, you and me both. So that's good stuff. I was talking about. This is an idea I've had for a long time, and man. So I just looked at my screen, and I just staring up at me was just the phrase "I'm all set for the orgy camp," followed by a selfie by the guy wearing a sleep mask.
It looks suspiciously like a really small bra. I just want to state that.
You do that. State it loud and proud. Crap,
Cool.
what am I
Okay.
saying?
I've just completely lost my train of thought as well.
Okay, so across history, there has been a crap ton of orders of knighthood. Correct? Would you agree with that statement? True or false?
You're gonna have to give me an example. Like what? Like knight to
like the
bishop? No, that's chess.
What?
Never mind.
no, like
I'm
the
thinking of
British, like order of British Excellency or whatever it's called, and the French knights, and Germany has knights, and India has the order of knighthood to the sun, or the sun's order. It's they like the sun and the knights.
Okay, sure.
The idea of a group of knights and an awarding body that turns people into knights is a concept that existed for a long ass time, and it's very prolific.
Okay.
And there have been so many orders of knights, as they're called. And a lot of times, one king will be like, "Yeah, we're stopping doing knights. We don't. Knights originated as a military title. Now we're just handing it out. I give up." and then they have a kid, and the baby comes along, and they're like, I think nights are cool, so we're going to do nights again, which is like what happened in England, like in the I don't want to give a decade. That'll sound stupid.
Oh, knight is when you become a sir, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I didn't mean with an N. Well, there is an N in it. I meant knight. That's the kind of knight we're talking about.
Yeah. No, I get that.
So, thing is, there's no like order of orders of knighthood, right? No one's saying you can make people knights. You can make people knights. You can't. We don't like you. So, who's going to tell me off if I just start knighting people? Who's going to do it? The Queen? Maybe, but she won't notice. It's fine. No one tell her. Shh. This podcast isn't for Lizzie. So she probably listens to good podcasts anyway, so we're fine. So I've decided long ago, I mean like 3 or 4 months ago, I decided that, not even that actually, but I decided that I wanted to make an arbitrary system. Not arbitrary, I wanted to make a system by which people either like compete or they have to do some great deed, and then I want to start knighting people, and it's going to be amazing. And I think I should hold like the celebration each year should be on my birthday, right? That's only fitting.
Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah, of course.
My holy order. Maybe one of the requirements is bringing me a gift. That would be a good bracket to run.
Seems like bribery, but of course.
Yeah, but like to become a knight, you have to like kneel before the king whilst they knight you anyway, huh? Is that not bribery with favors of love and kneeling?
You could argue that, but I'll take your word for it.
It's all equal. My conscience is clean. Yeah. So I've been looking at the way that you become knight historically, and honestly, it basically is just whenever someone feels like it. There's some medieval writing that I found references to on like Wikipedia and stuff, but let me just find page. No, do I mean page? Maybe I mean the knight Wikipedia page. I spelt knight wrong. Cool, so that's just training. Oh no, I meant squire, sorry.
Squire?
So, squires...
Squire?
Oh, squire is like it's just an assistant to a knight, but then eventually they become a knight.
Oh, okay.
So, a page is typically born of nobility. It's like a lord or a knight's kid. Then at 15 they can become a squire, and then after like serving a knight and doing a bunch of random stuff, they can become a knight. And so the squire, the skills they were required to master, called the 7 points of agilities, literally is like an RPG system. You need your 7 skill points. Riding, swimming and diving, shooting different types of weapons, climbing, participation in tournaments, wrestling, fencing, long jumping and dancing. The prerequisite skills for knighthood. All of these were even performed while wearing armour. And then you had to be like 21 to be eligible for knighthood. So, you got a sword consecrated by a bishop or priest when you became a squire at the age of 15. That's cool. I wish someone gave me a sword on my 15th birthday. Jeez.
Oh, you have your wooden sword. That can be your.
I don't know when I got. I hopefully I got that when I was younger, because I asked my parents to buy it for me at a fair, and I feel like it's something I would have done at 15. I just hope it isn't something that I did. So I'm just. This is just a public announcement, I suppose. I'm not going anywhere with this. I'm filling time because I had no idea of what to talk about. I asked people for things to review earlier, and upon obviously Sam said Jam and Toast. We also got monster trucks.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
monster trucks.
Let's do monster trucks. I've never seen a monster truck in person.
Man, I've once when I was a very small child, I saw some monster trucks. They were pretty good.
I feel like monster trucks as a kid is something you think you'll encounter more in your life, but you never really do.
Yeah, it's like quicksand. Less of a concern than you expect.
Exactly.
Man.
Monster trucks are cool though. There's that one Phineas and Ferb episode, which is pretty cool.
Thing is, now that I think, like, what do monster trucks actually do in monster truck rallies? Aside from be big and drive around. Because I feel like...
They're not supposed to crash into each other, are they?
In films, like in mid-noughties and early noughties kids' films, occasionally you might see one, and like I kind of imagine them driving over other cars and like crushing them.
Yeah.
That's like the one thing I imagine a monster truck doing. I don't know if the crappy place I went to go to see monster trucks, if they would have done that. I generally do not remember what they did there, but I think they probably just drove around and were big. They also...
But it's basically a tractor.
They are, yes, quite.
In cool colours.
I mean, yeah, I think the people making monster truck tyres are the same people making tractor tyres. They might even be the same tyres, depending on how big your monster truck is.
Yeah, of course. And are monster trucks, right? Are they regular, obviously not cars, but like SUVs, which have like changed all the chassis
I really
and suspension?
I don't know if you could just... Okay, let me just buy monster truck.
Yeah. Let's find a monster truck dealership.
Because the first thing that came up was Amazon.com, the best monster trucks for kids are fun to play with. RC Monster Truck, Argos, Monster Trucks UK, April 2021. Ah, fantastic. Okay. So the first one that came up is a 1990 Land Rover. Next one, yeah, they're just SUVs.
And they've put fat wheels on them.
These are literally just... This is newsnow.co.uk/classified/cars vans for sale /monster trucks uk.html. So this page refers to monster trucks, but they're just... I don't even look at these things and think of them as trucks. Some of them have space in the back. I guess that's all that's required for being a truck, but some of them are just all-terrain big cars.
Oh,
but
that's
I guess
disappointing.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say though, do you think a monster truck, like the ones we're imagining, like the big ones, do you think they're road legal?
They have to be. How else do they get them there?
Oh, yeah.
Like, they're too massive to tow. I mean, tanks are road legal.
Are they?
Yes. Obviously, firearms aren't legal, so you have to have a deactivated tank, or like a special permit or whatever. But tanks
Well,
as they
who's going to
exist...
come check when I'm in a tank? I'm just going to run them over or shoot them.
Yeah. Well, it depends who they might have to send their strongest agent. They'll send James Bond and or Queen Elizabeth II.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Johnny English.
Ooh, that'd be good. No, Johnny English was already there.
Oh, he was clinging to the back of it the whole time.
Oh, am I having a nosebleed? Yo,
What?
sick, dude. Yo, let me just get some tissues real quick. Quick, be funny.
Oh, I'm not funny. That's interesting at the moment. I can talk about... No. God, I'm panicking now. Oh, I can't function alone. Josh is a cool person. He's more interesting than me. He should be here right now. I wish I was the one having a nosebleed. Maybe I can just give myself one, so I don't have to do the rambling that I'm doing right now.
Hey.
Hi, I'm so happy you're back. I can't wait for you to listen to that and cut all of that out, hopefully.
No.
I would appreciate it if you did.
I'm not going to. Content is content.
Okay, I'm gonna start my own knighthood, and my knights are gonna fight your knights.
Oh, that would actually be so good. No, we should actually do that. Let's spend the next decade forging an order of knighthood and then stage a... Maybe we don't even wait until to do the end of it, because one of the things they have to do is participation in tournaments.
That can be the tournament.
We should
That can be
totally... Yeah. Okay. We'll have to Flesh out the
27th of
rules.
April, 2031, we will meet and duel.
Canon. Yes. At... I was going to say something cool, but I couldn't. I was going to reference like the name of like an old fantasy book or something that the name exists somewhere in my mind. Duel at sunrise, duel at noon. Oh, that's Cowboys, isn't it?
No clue, honestly.
You meet in the town centre at at high noon, like the funny video game man says.
Yeah, sure.
Do you ever think he kind of like he goes out? It's a big Overwatch fight. He's got to go win, save the world. And he goes out, and it's like a nighttime map, and he just. Sorry, guys, it's not high noon. You're gonna laugh at my funny,
I'm
amazing joke. I think what we really do well here at Billionaires, the only podcast where two attractive people meet every single Thursday to list everything that both does and doesn't exist from a single itemized list.
We're restarting the podcast now.
The thing I love about that is that we can really get the feeling of dumb friends hanging out without the pressures of being funny or entertaining. The idea of production and professionalism and good, smart content, it goes out the window. This is raw.
Every time we finish our recordings, I always feel like I've just woken up from a fever dream.
I had this idea to start a Order of Nights after hearing the episode of No Such Thing as a Fish. It's a podcast by the people who find the facts for QI.
Ooh,
the elves.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really good. It's also really funny. Like, I actually prefer it to QI by significant margin.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what they were referencing. Maybe it was a chivalric code. One of the things that they said, basically, apparently, all the knights in the Middle Ages were basically going around being like thugs on horses with swords. Because you come back from war, you got a knighthood from the king, you don't really have anything to do anymore. You know, your only skill is pillaging. Let's just do some
So you're
more,
a cowboy,
do
but
some
with
more
a
of
sword.
that. Yes. That's the best description I've ever heard. But so basically they put out like, I guess propaganda that basically like there was an increase in the production of book. As has been established, I really don't know what I'm talking about ever, so obviously take this with a grain of salt, though this is my memory from that one episode of No Such Thing as a Fish. So that, yeah, these kind of kingdoms and these hot boys, hot monarchic boys, started like just trying to put out these great idea of what a knight was, and to slowly change the perception of knights from people who had basically been pissed off by knights, but also to kind of make the knights to maybe view their title as being like a cool thing and like, yes, I am a paladin of good and justice and whatever.
Is a paladin different to a knight?
No. Well, they're holy.
Oh god, I'm just thinking of the Dragon Quest IX class system. What's a minstrel? Is a minstrel also a...
Oh, you mean a minstrel?
Minstrel? No, minstrel's the chocolate. Oh no.
No, that's also minstrel.
Oh, I'm just dumb. Nice.
They're like bards, I guess. I think.
Oh, what's a bard?
Oh, a medieval dude who like tells stories and like a performer. So either like a song singer or like a poet, but like back in the days where poetry was how things were kind of remembered a little bit.
Oh, right. Well, I don't see why they're a fighting class in Dragon Quest then.
Because it's old and fantasy is things from the past. So you know, in D&D and stuff, which is good. I like them in D&D because it's like, sorcerers, their magic comes from their powerful, cool bloodline. Warlocks, they get magic from a deal with the devil. Bards, they sing good.
They seduce their enemies.
Oh yeah. Every bard is stereotypically very horny. So.
Maybe one day we should rank Dragon Quest 9. I really like Dragon Quest 9.
Fair
Sorry,
enough.
I'm rambling.
I haven't
Carry
played
on.
any of the Dragon Quest games.
Neither, apart from Dragon Quest 9.
Oh wait,
I don't know
the
how many
point I was
times
going to
can
make
say
is
that.
I recall that one of the things that knights were supposed to be able to do is woo a woman.
Oh yeah, that's their dancing. That's the criteria.
Oh, maybe that's
isn't
the they're like birds.
Yeah, you do a little mating dance.
Oh, so stick out your rump and I'll rate it out of 10, and then you can become a knight.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was basically thinking, like, how do I, if I'm making a series of challenges for people to complete before I crown them a knight, then am I able to... Here's a row of women. Make out with one of them. You have 10 minutes. That'd be kind of hype, but also, not work.
I don't see why it wouldn't work.
I don't think anyone who's that interested in order to be... Like, if it was like an established thing that people showed up to, I'm sure you could get people hyped about this. But I feel like for like the first time I do this, the first time I get people to come and try and be knights, they're not going to be the best and brightest.
All it takes is for some people to do it as a joke, and then other people will be like, may as well.
Imagine if you showed up to... If I came up to you and I said, hey, come to this event as a passive observer, come watch my knights do their thing, and then I said to the knights, you have to go woo a woman. I'm not even sure what that means, so I'm making it reserved and say, make them fall in love with you and or just make out. It might mean more than that, but we won't go there. And then imagine the kind of people who are very excited to show up to like a fake knight coronation. That's not what they're called. All surrounding you like, hello, my lady. May I will fight for thy hand and thy honour.
Yeah.
You're not like the other strumpets of this land. You are. Thy is a fine maiden. I am. Sir. I'm trying to think of like a dumb idiot name. Let me just think of which one.
Bartholomew.
Bartholomew, the wise and great, the third. That's not Mr. Bartholomew. Ho ho ho, that's my father. And Sir Bartholomew is my great grandfather, third, my grandfather, which puts me kind of at a loss. Because, like, I'm trying to become a knight. But a sir is... Yeah, it's a whole thing. I'm very lost and having an identity crisis. That's my arc. That's what I am to overcome this season. And wooing you is an important step in that. Ooh.
I can't imagine anyone would become a knight after that display.
Yeah, I need to do what the old European kings did. I've got to start putting out propaganda about how knights are all great and have big muscles and aren't called Bartholomew. Which, to be fair, Bartholomew is actually kind of a rad name. I was
thinking maybe Cornelius instead of Bartholomew.
Oh, Cornelius, that...
It's a bit corny.
I feel like any old name is either really lame or kind of really cool. I think you need to be able to pull it off.
It depends on who's got the name.
Yeah.
There's someone called Lancelot. That's either a very beautiful man or some crusty, sweaty guy.
Imagine naming your kid Lancelot. Because people are doing it. You know that there are Lancelots on this earth.
Let me Google Lancelot and see what pops up.
Yeah, I'm going to... How many of me? This is so... First name. Lancelot. I'm 13 years or older, sure. I don't know why that's required. There are fewer than 1,669 haha, Lancelots in the US. So yeah,
That's
these
still a few.
estimates are... They're kind of random on this website. I think that they're only very, very vague. But there's like a thousand Lancelots in the US, and I hate all of them.
None of them will be allowed to be a knight.
There are fewer than 124... Oh, I left the last name field blank, and it said there's fewer than 124 people in the US with the last name... ... Apparently there's one or fewer people in the US who have the first name Lancelot and no surname. One or fewer.
Maybe it's the original. Oh no, Lancelot du Lac already has a surname. Is that that's name?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
Cool. Let's rank monster trucks.
Oh, of course.
I think monster trucks are kind of lame, and I think they put a lot of waste
They're
into
a
the
great
environment.
disappointment.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
They are a bit of a yeah. What do they do? If you can
tractors are so much cooler. At least you can do stuff with tractors.
You know the kind of the stereotype. It's the ideal thing. If you're a hot teen, like I was gonna say I'm 19. I don't really know where it lands.
You're still a teen.
It is still a teen. Yeah, but I was gonna say it. I was like, I don't want to make it sound like I'm not a adult, even though it makes no difference. I'm a cringy child either way. But obviously there's this ideal when you're a hot young teen and your boyfriend gets his first car, it's all about being driven to an empty parking lot and being made out with. That's what it's all about. And I'm gonna say, if someone walked up with a monster truck, I think that'd be lame. But a tractor,
I would be embarrassed to be seen in a monster truck.
I would lose my virginity so hard in a tractor.
I would lose my virginity to the tractor.
Oh. Okay, so monster trucks. I think they're worse than jam on toast.
Okay, let me pull up the list because I think jam on toast. I think monster trucks are worse than Night at the Museum. Are they worse than people or better than people? Better than people, I'd say.
Well, humans are as a species, some humans are good, but actually, the humans as a listing on the list, obviously, that's treating us as like an unconscious organism. Humans
made monster truck.
I don't know if I made the analogy before, but in the same way that all the cells in my body are unconscious, basically just living their own daily lives, trying to do whatever the hell to get by, I think all humans exist as part of a greater body in the same way. We're all following very specific instructions, just trying to improve our own lives, but by consequence, the human species is this growing, moving thing. And, we may negatively affect other humans, in the same way that cells can negatively affect other cells, but it's still part of the same system. And so I was going to say, so that's how we need to view humans. We can't just say that some humans are good, some humans are bad. Anyway, your point that we made monster trucks is kind of true. That round was worthless. I don't know. Monster trucks, humans, better or worse? I would, if I had to kill all humans, I would regret it slightly because I would have to die, and I'm beautiful. Monster trucks, some of them might be kind of sexy.
It would be a blessing. It would be a blessing.
I feel like they probably all have. Yeah, they probably all have like back tattoo.
They don't look
energy,
like they smell good.
Like skulls and flames and like hand drawn Joker imagery.
Yeah.
Like if someone.
They definitely say that's a society. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. A bee that happens to be a billionaire. That's also better than monster truck, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Monster trucks or the existence of colds? I might say
I
colds are
would
worse.
rather have a.
You would rather have a cold?
Actually. I don't know, colds aren't too bad, actually, so.
I think... Yeah, no, they're not too bad, but I think those colds are still like, you know, if I happen to also be having, you know, some horrible disease I can quickly come up with that won't kind of come off as a rude joke. I can't think of any. Measles?
Measles, yeah.
And I also
the
got a cold on
bubonic plague.
top. If I got the bubonic plague, I'm like on my death's door, and then a cold comes along, then I'm dying for so short, right? Like I might have just escaped by on bubonic plague, but now it's not going to happen. Now I'm dead.
That's true. Yeah, that could be the one thing that pushes it over the edge.
Though at the same time, if I had bubonic plague and then I saw a monster truck, maybe I'd also die. My point is, monster trucks are better than colds.
Yeah, okay.
If I was run over whilst I had bubonic plague, that'd be a different story.
I would rather die to a monster truck than die to a cold.
Yeah, it's a story, right? Monster trucks at number 57 out of 60. Blammo, we've hit the 60 mark.
Nice round number.
We don't get any acceleration music this time though. Okay, tractors. Let's wham in and then go home and forget that this episode ever happened.
Yeah, okay.
Sam.
I think tractors.
Sam was on the
Sam?
podcast a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, I thought you were calling me Sam. God.
Nah, you're way hotter than a Sam.
Thank you.
I think tractors are better than Sam.
Okay. Tractors are pretty cool, so yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Blammo. Cool. Revenge of the Sith Extended Edition. Better or worse for a tractor?
Better.
Better?
Yeah.
Okay, so now, very simply, we've got Liam D. Lioncourt under the pretense that he's got a Hulk Hogan voice from hit game Monster Prom, followed by Fallout New Vegas from hit game Fallout New Vegas. Between those two, we've got tractors. Where are they going?
Below. I think.
Okay, I'm fine with saying that they're worse than Fallout New Vegas. Okay. Wow, that is a beautiful thing. I can't spell tractor.
Tracker.
That makes it number something out of 61. Number 17. And isn't that something? It's majestic. Emily, I would like to apologise to you.
I'd like to apologise more.
Myself. And our dear sweet baby boy beautiful listener right here. Oh, aren't they sweet?
So sweet.
Aren't they? They don't
Scrumped.
deserve this world. Look at his little button nose. They grow up so fast.
So fast, yeah.
We're proud of you, dear listener.
And
Don't make the
you
same
deserve the world.
mistakes that me and your mum made. By that I mean making a bad episode of a podcast. I'm looking at my waveform. It's looking really small. I'm wondering if my headphones like half unplugged or something. No, it's probably
you
fine.
sounded fine to me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe I'm just stupid. Like it's still going into the program clearly, so I'm just being stupid. Well, I suppose that's. I have been Joshua John.
I have been Emily.
We'll see you later, honey. Wink.